Hi, my name's Kelly. I am a CBT therapist and psychologist. Today I wanted us to think about what happens to us when the seasons change. If you followed me for a while, you know I'm a big fan of nature and how that links into our well-being. But for many of us, as the autumn leaves begin to fall down, the days grow shorter, it gets darker earlier, lots of us notice shifts, not just in our environment, but also within our bodies and our minds. And sometimes these changes can be quite subtle, other times they can feel quite dramatic. And even though the changes in the seasons can be sometimes easy to overlook because we don't always notice them. But I think from a psychological perspective, there can be things that we can understand that can maybe help us. So I wanted to talk you through maybe some things that might be useful for you to help you with the different seasonal transitions. But I do think that there's a poetic beauty in it, is that the seasonal transitions do just serve as a reminder of also like our life transitions, really. So with noticing that each season's changes, I think that each of these exercises will just encourage you to really some self-awareness and just to help you really to go through this. So to start off with, it's really looking about how we can embrace nature in terms of cues for self-care. So what do I mean by this? Is that each season brings with it different qualities and different ways that we can adapt and put things into our daily routines. So for example, in autumn and winter, that as nature begins to shed its skin or kind of shed its leaves and prepare for the dormancy of going into winter, that it can be helpful of maybe to reflect upon what we need to let go of in our own lives. And because the days are shorter, it can be an invitation for us to slow down, to focus on rest, to take stock of actually what truly matters to us. And because we're inside more, we can view winter as maybe a time of hibernation, a time to have that self-reflection. So thinking about maybe journaling. And journaling doesn't have to be anything structured. It could be about getting pen to paper on a keypad and just writing, just freely flowing and just seeing what comes out for us in that moment. And it could also be maybe an opportunity for planning for the future. So thinking about after this winter, what do you want the spring to look like? What do you want the summer to look like? And that can be particularly helpful if you do find the colder months more challenging. Then thinking about some sort of mindful exposure to light and nature. So research has showed us that sunlight can positively impact upon our mood. So taking advantage of the natural lights can be really helpful to be a mood booster during this time. Obviously you can get light boxes, but particularly in the darker months, there's still going to be some sort of sunshine. So taking yourself outside when it's the brightest part of the day. Even if it's cloudy, there's still going to be some exposure to that daylight, and that can help regulate the body's circadian rhythm as well, and also improve your mood. So if the outdoor time, even if it's limited, it's still something useful to get out. But as I said, light therapy lamps can also be really useful for that. Thinking about moving our body, so prioritising some sort of movement, even if we're in the hibernation stage, we don't really want to go outside. Moving our body can be a great way to improve our mood, reduce anxiety, and just enhance our overall well-being. So it can be more challenging to be more active during the colder months, but finding ways to move, so whether that's indoors or outdoors, can definitely make a significant difference to how you're feeling. But also I like to think that kind of with the seasonal changes, it can be an opportunity maybe to embrace different kinds of movement. So maybe outdoor walks when the leaves are all crunchy or when it's snowing, or maybe a cozy indoor yoga session can be really, really nice. Then thinking about reconnecting with loved ones. So as I said, with each season's changes, that when we go into the colder months, we find ourselves gathering more indoors, which can sometimes create opportunities for meaningful conversations and deepening bonds with people that during the summer it's just too busy maybe to connect with all the people that we wanted to. And social connection is really important. So that when we're feeling lonely or isolated, that can sometimes intensify those feelings of sadness, particularly during the colder months. So reaching out to loved ones, even if it's just over the telephone, or joining in a grouped activity, or finding other maybe similar-minded people to connect with, can definitely uplift your mood as well. So they're just some ideas of maybe some things that can help during this transitional period. As always, please like and subscribe, and let me know anything else you'd like me to cover in future. Thank you, and take care.